You're welcome to today's presentation on the Epsilon software solution. This application is a multi-module application that contains hospitality business, financial management, lease finance, poultry management, commerce, association module, and system administration. For the purpose of this presentation, we're going to be talking about hospitality business. In plain terms, this is what we design for people dealing with hotel business. We call them hoteliers. No matter the size of your business, this is very useful for you as we try to capture and at the same time to make provision for small hoteliers and big hoteliers as well. So we have various submodules like inquiry, cancellation, modification, systems parameter, lodging process, maintenances, kitchen and restaurants. In the next 15 to 20 minutes, we'll just try to look at time permitters, some of these submodules and what is contained therein. Looking at inquiry, this is what we use to make requisition into the system. Some of those information we must have put into the system. We want to see them in terms of information. Then we have been able to provide view of them here, and this can be developed and grow. We can grow it over a period of time. Guest details for a period, meaning that for a range of period, we can see the record of guests that's passed through our systems. All we need to do here is to just put the hotel code. This must have been defined somewhere. The date that we want to search from. Then to the date range we want to search for. After we've done that, we just do explore. System will provide information. If you watch very well, there are 2 records for each customer. What this simply means is that for each of these customers, there's a record of when the customer checks in. There's a record of when the customer checks out. So each one of them is represented by a version number. I'm trying to go towards that place. Yeah, you can see version 1, version 2. This is just to display for us what has gone good in our hotel. Cancellation. For cancellation of booking advance for rooms, that is when we make advance booking for rooms, or a customer that's already checking and we have mistakes, or there is a mistake in the information we enter into the system, we can cancel, or the customer doesn't want to continue anymore. For whatever reason, you can cancel that check-in. That is what the cancellation module is for. We can add more based on request. We have modification submodule. That is where guest details can be modified. Hotel detail, that is hotel master detail that we have defined, can be modified. Rooms in the hotel that are defined can be modified. Wing in the hotel can be defined, can be modified, and then product can also be modified. Let me just put one very important information here. All this modification, most of the time, are something that are necessary as things change. If I go into guest detail, for example, A guest that checked in, okay, you can see the information. Note that this modification is only applicable to presently logged in guests and does not include already checked out customer. So what we're saying is that when the customer has checked out, record is already in the archive in our system. So we cannot go and modify what the customer used to check into the system. But while it's still around, if modified that, if found out there's a mistake and they call on us, that can be modified. This is just to make sure that we protect our enterprise too from manipulation, so that they won't say we go back and start modifying customer information after the customer have left our premises. So that is the important thing about guest modification. So every other information we've taken of the customer at initial stage can be modified at this place. Now, leaving the guest and move to the next one, which is hotel. This is what I call hotel master. Hotel master. Modification of information about the hotel itself is what we do here. Okay, I've been given a code, description, manager title, the manager name, the CEO title, detail, the country of location, the state of the country, local location. If we take refundable fee for caution at all, and if you do, what is maximum amount? All this information we set up somewhere, but we move modification here when necessary. Now let's save our time and simply jump to the real business. So the same thing applicable to room, wing, and product. Let me just mention that on product here, it's very important that since product prices are fluctuation, so we should be able to have opportunity of changing as the price changes. Note that products are defined in one place, modifications are done in another place, meaning that as long as that product does not require modification, system will be using it. But immediately you do a modification of that product, system will keep track of that product and create a new version that will not be used. So it means the previous version will be in the archive, but you can always make references to it at any point in time. Now, leaving the modification part of it out, we have the system parameter. This is what we set up in the enterprise to manage the system. Expense code, those are the expenses that will be involved in running our business. We give them a code and description so that we can call those expenses up at any point in time. Group code. This group code is generally used in grouping our products. I will give an example. We can decide to say, for purpose of convenience, every income coming from lodging has to be grouped together and separated from income coming from the sales of restaurants, products, or food. In this case, it means transactions that are happening inside the enterprise, which has nothing to do that with lodging rate, will be separated. So those codes are defined under group code. General ledger, this is normally accounting entry. We'll be going to these details later because it's more complex than ordinary form here. I won't go to that later because that one is something we can do it. We can do without it if you don't want it in the system. But once you understand, we explain to you, use it to manage your accounting. Global administration, this normally drives the system. There are some general parameters that are set up to manage the systems. Things like the maximum password length, maximum password attempt. Then most of those things we set up in this place are applicable to specific products. What are applicable to hospitality business may not be applicable to poultry management. We'll go into detail of this in a different series of presentation. Product master, that is what I mentioned before. Products are defined at this point. Supplier or manufacturer, these are people that deal with us. We can as well call them vendors. People that will buy things from supply of things, we maintain their information here. Because when we're defining the product, the product is going to ask us for who is that supplier of that product. So once we have them in the system, we can easily reference them at any point in time when we need them. System calendar, lead down now, that's what drives the system. That's what we use to manage holiday and working day. Sales outlet, this is where we have more than one branch for our business. An hotelier that has 2 or 3, 4 branches has to define branch to drive transactions of each of the branches. Then we can see a consolidation position in the system as well. But we can see how each of those outlets are doing. Which one is doing fine? Which one are those things that are very relevant from the data we have entered into the system. Same thing with this called sales outlet, sales code. These are just a way of breaking down the way we sell our products. Every product we are defining must have a way of dispensing them. What I mean by dispensing them or way of dispensing them is, how do you sell? If we are talking about restaurants now where we sell drinks, they are sold in bottles. And if we are the type that have the customer that can also come in from outside and buy in crates, we also can define a crate. And this is also applicable to people that sells poultry products. Poultry products can be sold in crates, can be sold in units. Like eggs are sold in crates. Chicken can be sold in dozen, and so on and so forth. So that's what sales code means. In what unit are we selling our products? That is where we define that. Now, moving to lodging process itself. The lodging process has 6 submodules. And these submodules are advanced booking, where we make booking in advance for rooms, where we do pre-booking. That is, somebody can call on phone, or if you have a website, you can come from our website and book specifically for a period of time. You can book a room or multiple rooms at the same time. And what we do in the system, we keep track of this booking. We have a daily report that will tell us advanced booking for a particular day, so that for any reason, if we are not seeing the customer before the appropriate time, then the room that booked in advance can be canceled, so that those rooms will be available for other intending guests. Room services is that kind of service that are rendered to a customer in the rooms. It might be sales of drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, fruit juice, and so on and so forth. Those are restaurant products, which are defined at the restaurants. You can also sell them food in the room. That's kitchen products. They're also defined under kitchen and restaurants. And those products can be offered in the room for customers. We have also allowed, that's why I said at the beginning, that these applications allow for small hoteliers and big hoteliers. In many big hotels, you can easily charge for room service different from the product you are sending. In this case, there is provision for you to charge for that room service. Room service charge can also be defined at the hotel level or can be arbitrarily chosen as at the time we are serving the products. The next thing is room change. Room change, this is a module that we use to change the room for a customer without necessarily going to check-in and check-out. The reason being that a customer might be available and realize that the room given to him has some fault. In this case, the room change is not being initiated by the customer, but it's being initiated by the hotel. Let me open this specifically so that I can explain some of those articles I put there. It's so simple. The only thing we need here is the hotel code, the old room that the customer is occupying, the new room is going. When you select those rooms, the wing comes automatically with it, because at room definition, we have already indicated which wing that room belongs to. So this field, old wing and new wing, will not be available for you to change. It will just be a display field. Then similarly, the old rate and the new rate, that is the rate of the old room and the rate of the new room, will display automatically after you have selected them. Then these are the 2 fields that I need to explain. R or A for discount retrieval factor. Discount retrieval factor is that if in the old room, the person was given a rate as discount, then are we saying we are using that rate or we're using amount in the new room? That is what this retrieval factor is all about. Let me try and explain better. A room is supposed to be 10,000 and the customer has gone to our room. We've given the customer a discount of 8,000. By the time the customer we're changing that room for that customer, are we saying we're going to change the room based on that amount is paid in this room, or the rate that amount is as at the time is checking in? If you look at 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10 means we've given that customer 20% discount in terms of rate. So if we say rate, it means we're going to apply 20% to the new rate of this room when the person is moving there. If we say amount, we are saying that that 8,000 that he pays in this room is what he's going to pay in the new room. That is what R&A amounts to. The same thing here, we're asking whether the change indicator is because of the customer or because of the hotel. Customer might ask for convenience, I want to upgrade my room. So that is customer initiating that change. But if it is because of something malfunctioning in that room, it's hotel initiating it. It means the customer needs to be comfortable in the new room, and at the same time, he needs to be sure that he's not being cheated. So when we say hotel, it means the new room is going into, we cannot afford the customer to pay more in the new room. So either I pay the same amount or is paying less, depending on the quality of the room we are putting the customer. So once we have indicated, the system know how to manage that part. This is what room change is all about. Now, I would like to go specifically into these two, check in and check out, if time permits us in this meeting. To check in into the hotel room has the following information that we'll gather, the following data that we'll gather from the customer. We start from the hotel code, which hotel are we having this customer. Then we'll put the surname of the customer, the full name of the customer, the first name of the customer, the middle name, the city, nationality, and so on. I will run through everything on my own now, so that is what I'm doing. And I will explain some fields, specifically what those fields are, what we mean by those fields, and how it affects what we are into the system. One of such things is this field called same day. This field, same day, is used to manage customer that will check in the morning, ready to pay his money, but will not want to pass the night. He might leave 11, might leave 12, but he doesn't want to pass the night. In that case, the annual arrival date and departure date of that customer has to be the same day. If you don't choose same day here, system will not allow you to put arrival date and departure date as the same. Because being the same means customer is not paying anything. Because these two dates is what the system going to use how many nights, so as to multiply that night by the number of the rate of that room. So this has to be checked. If for any customer that is coming in, I want to check out that same day, you have to check this for you to be able to do so. Okay, you can see that we have just 10 more minutes. So let me quickly just scan through. Now there's a field here called discounted. This is a flag, whether you are discounting this guest in or not. If we say yes, the system will force us to enter either of these two fields. You can only enter one, the other one cannot be entered. So you can give a discount in amount terms. You just put the amount here. System will know what the rate is. You will put the rate there and keep it for subsequent references. And if you put rate, you put the amount there and keep it. So once you are choosing one of these field, you can't choose the other field. It's as simple as that. Let me try and keep this as small as possible, whether I can see within the time. Middle name, address. Okay, I will skip one of you that are not important here. I'll only enter the field that are important. Now, nationality, those are customized fields that you have to select from the list available. NG is for Nigeria. Control L will give you the list of values there. National number, none. Identity type is also customized table. You have to choose international passport. Now, the ID number, if it's available, you put it. If it's not available, you leave it. Now, we'll go to arrival date. The customer is arriving at system day, which is 8 August. Let's say it's passing on 10th August. We'll subsequent class, we'll use this to complete the other demonstration. At least once this customer is checking, you can check it out later. The same thing here, there's customized field. You have to do select to share the appropriate one. Now, it's not same day, so we select rooms that are available in this hotel. This restaurant is selected, phone number, try to guess against time. What's the password? I mean, the email address. Now, what else again? Okay, that's refundable deposit for that room. Then the amount supposed to pay same as about 14,000 because the room rate is 7,000 as well as present tonight. Now, the amount paid, what's he paying us? Let's assume he's paying this refunded us of 2,000. So it's supposed to pay 16,000. That's what has given us when it's checking it. The 2,000 refund deposit as well as the 14,000. So if we put 14,000 here, we are saying that he has already paid 2,000, another 14,000. This one is refundable. This one is for the fee of the 2 nights. Next of kin. I'm making it fast so that we can complete this in 10 minutes. Now, at this point, if you check any of this field here, it's going to affect the amount due because that's what determines what is due for the customer. So for any reason, I will not check it on them. If I do, it will affect it because a discount means the amount due is supposed to change. The complementary check is when we are not taking a single from the customer. When the complementary check. In order to save time, we just want to save this and let's what happen. It's telling me that there's an approval. There's an approved amount of 5,000 defined in the system. At hotel, this hotel level, that's maximum you can take. But I'm putting 2,000 there. It's just for my information. It won't stop me from saving. I'll say for my information. Yeah, so this is just for information. Click OK to complete transaction, and I'll click OK. With this, room has been allocated, customer check-in record has been created in the system. And let me see whether, before we check out, whether we can just enjoy room service for this customer. Let's say this customer is taking room service. What kind of product is he taking? He's ordering for alcoholic drinks called Star Lager. He's ordering for, say, 4 bottles. The amount is 1,100 because there's a percentage discount rate. Now, we're not going to get any discount, remove it. The amount change back to 2,500 times 4. Now, room number, which room is this person in? That's our customer, 001. We're saying no discounted. Now, the room charge, how much we charging for room service? This is what I'm talking about. Let's say we charge 500 for room service. Anytime we go to the room to serve them product. Now, add to bill. This is telling that whatever he has accumulated in terms of service, be added to his initial bill. So that when he's checking out, system will compute and tell us this is balance. I mean, the account will balance. We know how much he's owing us or how much we want to refund. So how is it paying us? POS, then save. With this customer has checking and has taken our room service. I wouldn't want us to go too far. This is where we're going to end this presentation. We'll continue with other sub-module of hospitality business in subsequent series of demo. Thank you very much for listening. What I've just demonstrated for you is the major sub-module of hospitality business, which we call check-in as well as room service. We're going to talk later about checkout, about how we do room change, about all other restaurants and kitchen services. And then we'll come back later to talk about all the systems parameters, maintenance that we need to do to drive the system. Thank you very much for your listening, for giving your listening here. I hope I've been able to create some impact in the few minutes that I've had with you. Thank you very much.